Welcome to the Lightskin Hour. In tonight's video, we talk about war. We say things that are tough, uncomfortable, just downright icky. But I know you can handle it. This hair is in my eye. I know you can handle it. So, I hope you take heed with the words that I have to say and the random things that Jeff says. But pick a side or no sides at all. That's the best part about life. Free will. Enjoy the show.
All I know is pain, drip blood. She said she don't even know my name. Dig up my dead body from the grave. I'm a monster when I feel this way.
Welcome back to the Lightskin Hour. This is myself, Taryn Major, and this is Jeffy Jeff. No, follow him. Just Jeff. He has a YouTube channel too. I think it's just called Jeffy. Am I right?
No.
What is it called?
None of y'all business. It's not out yet.
Okay. I thought you wanted me to stream your games.
No.
Well, you know,
it's under construction.
You know, in all seriousness, there is real situations going on outside of our little bubble here. There's war, and there always
war.
Yeah.
Oh,
right. There always has been war. There is a war, and there always will be a war. Now, I don't mean to sound too negative, but it is a cycle of life. I'm gonna try to uncover for you all the cycle of life. There always has to be that positive and the negative, you understand? Because without the positive and the negative, what is life? If there's love, there has to be hate. If there's hate, there has to be love. It can't just be one single thing. It can't be one single thing.
Can't exist one without the other.
Because then we're just robots, right? So the point of life is love, right? So it's ingrained into our minds. Like we are responsible to love. And when we do love, we also at the same time repopulate. Because you take that love to another level, you spawn offspring, right? Mm-hmm. Without getting too graphic. So with that being said, you can't have a life where everything is peace and kumbaya and, let's play the harmonica and, let's have a good time. There's always going to be that one person hiding in the bushes, hiding in the background, and they're saying to themselves, I don't like how life is portrayed to be, how they tell us to live, and how to go about it, right? So that person wants to create their own group, create their own stance, create their own creed, their own law, their own nation, their own race. You see what I'm saying? They do that so that way they can have a voice. They have that power to encourage other people to fight on their side. It's a matter of propaganda. We want you to understand why we're causing this destruction. It's for the benefit of you and your people. Now, the other people are going to suffer, but remember, you don't know those people. It's all about you and your family, because that's what you're called to do. Protect you, yours, and ours. So they're putting sanctions on, what we provide for Russia and what they provide for us. And, they were canceling.
Gas prices. Oh, my boy.
I know the gas prices are a whole nother different story, right? But, how they're taking away, entertainment things like Netflix, or they're taking away.
They got Netflix and chill?
No, bro. Netflix ceased all operations in Russia.
All I heard was
you have programming networks that have pulled the plug. That they're off the air. Instagram was 80 million users in Russia, completely in the dark. They have no idea what's going on. I think effective 3 days ago. Today's March 17th. It was this week for sure. And I mean, what damage does that do? You understand? How can they get their side of the story out to us? They can't, because they're in their own bubble that their leader created. So, when we take away those resources from Russia, the citizens that are, maybe even trying to, if I was in their shoes, right? I'd be wanting to, not even. Okay, there's two sides of it. Whether I want to look into what's going on and do something about it, or the other side that's just so mentally distraught that they don't even want to see what's going on. So they want to, go back to comfort, right? So whether that's their favorite sitcom or their favorite drama, their favorite movie, their favorite show, whatever, or their favorite music, all these things are being taken away from those people, right? Now, these are things that we can live without, but at the same time, it gives us that pleasure and that comfort of all the pain goes away type of thing. We don't want to focus on the pain and the bloodshed. So with all that being said, my thoughts are, when you punish the Russian citizens, you're also creating another villain, right? For the generation that's dealing with this right now, but then we're also talking about the future. I mean, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, not 100 years is far, but 50 years from now, you're gonna have the next person that, like the kid that's in the situation, like that Russian child is watching everything right now, seeing everything right now, and depending on how, that Russian child perceives, what his home country is feeding him as far as information, and what the rest of the world is giving him, if he or she even has access to any of that, right? And then they're gonna create their own laws and their own rules of, like, they're gonna want to be motivated enough to become their own dictator, their own president. Because think about the people that say, like, we need to stop war, we need to have peace, this and that. But
it's impossible.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's impossible because why?
Because it's just gonna create a cycle, like you just said. Someone has to be an enemy, someone has to be a hero. They're always gonna play that narrative. If you're so happen to be the hero, technically in the enemy's eye, you're the fucking enemy, and they're the hero. So of course, if you go in and you beat the living dog snaps out of them, the person's always gonna come back and want what? Vengeance. Now they're the hero.
Yeah.
And you're the villain.
Ever notice how when someone is on the left side or when someone's on the right side?
Because there's no such thing as like good or bad. There's no such thing as right. Well, there's right or wrong, but there's no such thing as like
it's
good
just
or bad or hero or villain or evil or.
It's how it's perceived.
Basically.
I mean, the villain can tell you a sob story all day that justifies their actions, but you claim to be the hero. But in the villain's eyes, you're the villain, and that person's the hero. You see what I'm saying? The yin and the yang, the positive, the negative, the good and the bad and the worst.
And this shit ain't like no cartoon. Shit's never obvious,
Never obvious.
Someone who you think's the hero.
The devil isn't in some red cloak, with horns on his head.
I don't even know why they even said that. The devil's a handsome ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's an angel, bitch. Angel. Key word.
Yeah.
Fallen angel. Nigga's not gonna look ugly. He gonna be able to seduce the draws off your eyes, boy.
Yeah. And with that being said, I think that where do we go from here, right? Like, we are in
we are to do anything. It's really written in our essence. As soon as we're born, we know what's right and we know what's wrong. People just forgot what's wrong.
But where does it end from here, bro?
It doesn't end. It just never should have. Like, wherever they thought was like wrong, they should have just never did it in the first place. Because deep down, hey, this shit don't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. Like, that's written in there. Like, you're born with that shit. And I don't know what happened, but we just started like diverging from that. Like, yeah, it's wrong, but I'm gonna still do it anyways. Like, nah, bro, like, it's wrong. Even when you know it's wrong, you do it anyways. In your mind, in your head, you're like, yeah, this is wrong.
But you're justifying the action.
But I'm gonna do it anyways.
You're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, some people justify it, but some people like, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyways. But at the end of the day, you knew, that shit's wrong.
It's just like, people really think like no matter what you say, no matter what you prepare for somebody, right? If somebody is set in their ways, no matter what presentation you have, no matter what evidence you have, they're not gonna care about what you have to say. They're gonna always think the way that they think, because that's what's ingrained in their minds. That's what they're told to do. That's what they're raised to do. That's who they are. That's just their essence. Their essence. And I always ask myself, where do we go from here? Do I think too much? Am I asking a never-ending question? It's meant for you all to also see the same thing. I feel like we all get trapped or stuck in our patterns, that we don't actually take the time to take a step back, pause, sit, and reflect on what the hell's going on out here. I truly believe that's the downfall of man, because we are privileged. Despite our circumstances, we are in a country that every single one of us are privileged compared to other third world countries out there. Just a fact, regardless of if you're the lower class, middle class, fucking the elites. It doesn't matter. Every single person in this country is privileged in some way, form, and fashion. It's just
not if you homeless.
Well,
not if you homeless.
Well, what were they like before they were homeless?
Bro, it's cold.
Bro, I mean, I'm saying, like, I'm not.
No, 'cause, like,
anyone can be
homeless,
rich as hell and then become homeless. It's just it's the decisions that you make. I'm saying the upbringing of your life, right? If you had a home to grow up in, you had a roof over your head, regardless if your parents beat you, abused you, whatever the hell else happened, I'm putting all that to the side. Because all of those things to us, which is so detrimental, so mentally straining to a third person in third world country, those circumstances, they'll take that all day over what they gotta go through, because they have no roof over their head, they have no clean water to go to, they don't have anything to wipe their ass with. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, you just described a homeless person.
But a homeless person can be homeless here and over there. It's the same thing.
No, it's not. I'd rather be homeless in a third world country, because honestly, people look out for you out there more than they do out here.
What's the evidence of that?
What's the evidence? Because you don't see homeless people out there in third world countries.
Because they're all? Aren't they all just homeless, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, because they have places, they have communities that will take care of them, that will look out for them.
No, I don't agree with that.
Bro, I went to Jamaica. I didn't see no homeless people just out there. Like, some people will take in, be like, yeah, I got a place, you can probably sleep here, or you need some food.
Okay, how about this? Let me ask you this. Are we more privileged than those people over there?
Hell no.
We're not.
We're definitely more privileged. They ain't got shit out there.
But that's what I'm saying, bro.
I'd rather be out there. If I'm a homeless man, I'd rather
Okay,
be
no. But take the homeless factor out of it for a second.
Oh, well, you just made it seem like you're just not putting that in. Like, yo, we're privileged, yes.
Yeah.
But it really sucks to be homeless.
Yeah.
They're not privileged at all.
Of course.
They're not. Like,
I'm talking about in the beginning.
In the beginning.
Before they were even considered homeless. When they were born into some type of family.
Orphan? What if it was an orphan?
It could have been.
But then you are born into like the system. Like, you are taken care of.
Because there is a system.
You are taken care of. That
And you know what? That taken care of, to us can mean, oh yeah, you're pampered, you're clothed, you're fed. But but what that person actually goes through is maybe they have the clothes and the food, but how they go about it, like how it's done about it to them, could be completely awful, right?
I might have to, do a little tricks for that food.
That's what I'm saying. So with that being said,
you're telling me someone from a third world country would rather do that shit? Turn tricks for food.
But guess what?
Right.
All we're doing right now.
Sometimes they are doing that out there already, but
yeah. But here's what I'm trying to say though. You see how we have different opinions here? Mm-hmm. No matter how much I try, no matter what I try to think of next, will I ever get him to fully be on my side?
No, that's just because me. I just want to be ignorant. Nah, it's just because I like to argue just for the sake of argument.
You see? And what does that do? It gives him pleasure.
No, it's called ignorance.
Yeah, it gives him ignorance. Does that bring you pleasure?
No, I'm bored. Do it out of boredom. That's what happens when you're smart and then you peak really, really early, and then you just figure shit out, and then life just seems fucking dull and boring, and you're just waiting to die, basically. No ambitions, nothing, just chilling.
But the idea that you have that privilege to even
do that, yeah. Only in America.
Only in America.